Like so many of my friends this past year, I decided to get a new guitar. But instead of settling for something off the shelf or from the internet, I found what I believe is a better way. A long, long way out in the wilds of western North Carolina, inside of the Blue Ridge but not quite to the first line of mountains, lives a man named Gale, who is handcrafting extraordinary guitars from scratch, made by hand and to order.
That is a Bubinga cap with Obici backwood.
He calls the business Freestyle Woodworking, and it can be found on Facebook. This is the Strat-like guitar he made for me this year in 2021. This is the body that's being made.
Ash back,
It's ash on the back.
2-piece ash, and
To match
mahogany cap.
mahogany cap. And you chambered this underneath this mahogany cap.
Yeah, we got a Telecaster cut out. It's the same route that I used for that here because it fit. And then an odd shaped one here, hollow, and then a bigger odd shaped one right here.
Kind of following the contours of the guitar.
Yeah, we're keeping it strong.
It is worth noting here that Eric is also quite a good guitarist in his own right, so he gets it when it comes to the feel and tone of an instrument. He clearly understands what it means to play an instrument that works artistically. He understands what a guitarist needs. I was introduced to Eric by a dear friend who shares many of the same interests as I do. As it turns out, Eric has been working with wood on a professional level for many, many years. High-end custom furniture, cabinetry, antique restoration, that sort of thing. Every day he creates true works of art from wood, and he has been doing this most of his adult life. Eric understands the nature of wood in profound ways. A few years ago, he had a piece of 100-year-old Cuban mahogany which had been passed down to his family, and he decided to build a guitar. He did, and it turned out marvelously. It's his, made for himself, and it plays well and sounds great. I tried to buy it, but it is not for sale at any price. That one is just not for sale. After playing several of Eric's guitars and getting to know him a bit, I realized that just by dumb luck I had stumbled onto a person who would actually build the guitar I had always wanted, but I had never been able to find anywhere. Eric had already made several guitars for himself and for family members, and had developed some very unique approaches to the various issues involved. Handcrafting a custom-built electric guitar from basic raw materials is not a trivial thing, and far more involved than one might think. So I asked Eric if he would accept a commission to build a guitar to my exact specifications and custom fit it to me personally. It's exactly the same idea as getting a suit of clothes made to order, which fit better than anything anyone could buy off the rack. He accepted, and we started by deciding on the overall design and goals. He and I picked out the actual physical pieces of wood to be used for the body and the neck, the electronics, the aesthetics, finishes, appointments, hardware, pickups, truss rods, everything. Every detail was discussed carefully, and we went through many pieces of ash, mahogany, and maple, choosing exactly the wood I wanted and exactly how I wanted the guitar to perform for me in the end. All my expectations and preferences were met, and then some. Over a period of several months, Eric built a very special guitar which fits my hands perfectly and which plays and sounds as good as anything else in my collection. I am well and truly pleased. The specs on my new Freestyle Woodworking guitar are as follows. The body is made from highly figured, tight-grained ash and has a thin cap of mahogany on the front. One of the really neat things is that there are several hidden cavities under the mahogany cap in areas that are normally just solid wood. This gives some weight relief, making the guitar lighter overall and act as resonance chambers within the guitar itself. You can't see them, but they really do make a difference in the sustain and overall tonal characteristics. The front electronics route, the rear spring cavity, and the back of the pickguard are all fully lined with copper grounded foil per my preferences. The neck is highly figured maple with a maple fretboard. Almost all guitars come with a truss rod, but most only work in one direction. This truss rod is stainless steel and works in both directions, which is far superior. The dot markers are abalone, the frets are stainless steel and smooth as glass. The bridge is buffalo bone and was cut from my preferred strings. It has a standard 6-screw 60s style Fender vibrato bridge and block, commonly referred to as the tremolo, with top-of-the-line Fender locking tuning gears to match. The tip of the tremolo arm is hand-turned deer antler. The pick guard, spring cavity plate, and neck plate are also gold with a mirrored finish. I chose a humbucker single configuration, loaded with a Johnny Bucker at the bridge, and 2 dual-rail prototype pickups, all from David Allen. I met David in person at a NAMM show years ago and was completely impressed with his dedication to tone and quality. He really has made some fabulous pickups. D. Allen pickups are highly recommended if you can get a set. The control electronics, pots, caps, and switching are the best that StewMac had to offer. Eric is currently accepting commissions for Tele-like and Strat-like guitars. Either can be chambered to suit. All the work is done by hand. No CNC machines, no robots, none of that business. Just expert hand craftsmanship from someone who truly gets it. Laser cutting the freestyle woodworking logo and serial number into the headstock is the only thing done by machine. Eric is not a young man, and there will only ever be a limited number of these instruments made. Those of you who know me are aware that I am a musician and producer, and I put great effort into getting exactly the right tone. I care a lot about the instruments I play. I found a custom guitar maker who does too. Let me know if you want an introduction. In my view, it is well worth the time and money to get an instrument tailor-made and to fit me personally. In the end, for a bit less than I would have spent to get a factory-made custom shop guitar, I got something that is exactly what I wanted. No kidding, no compromises.